Welcome to the first episode of Needing Unfiltered with me, Kenyon Martin, and BasketballNews.com, presented by only the best vodka, Grey Goose. Joining me today, I have a very close friend of mine. You know him from Rap City The Basement, DJing for the Atlanta Hawks. He's a philanthropist. Today joining me, Big Tigger.
What's happening, bruh?
What's up, man?
Oh, let me put some light on myself. There I am.
Oh, yeah. I
was all in the background.
Let me look at you a little bit, man.
What's happening?
Around, I'm saying, staying safe, staying calm, I'm saying? Let's everything with you, sir.
Listen, 2020 has been challenging on all different kinds of levels, and I'm just happy to still be here, still eating, still doing what I do. Fortunately, the whole family, all the family's pretty much good, but I have zero complaints other than the fact that we're not allowed outside.
Oh, but you down in A though, right? You still in the A, right?
Well, yeah,
they outside down there.
They are outside down here.
I was joking with one of my partners the other day. He was like, somebody said the numbers down in A. I said, yeah, because they ain't getting tested.
That could be the truth, Kenyon Martin. That could be the truth.
Like, the numbers probably down. I'm pretty sure. They're talking about after the G's and Gucci bout, everybody went to compound. I saw a G's interview. He was like, man, I can see the COVID in the air. Sound about right, bro.
Yeah, I passed on that after party. I was like, yeah, y'all have a good time. I'll holler at you later.
Smart move.
Indeed.
So what was it like growing up in the DMV area, man?
Well, I actually grew up in New York first. I was from the Bronx, New York. I started my career in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. I went to the University of Maryland, College Park. I'm a Terp for life. From there, I was an intern at WPGC. But I would say I started my career there and grew. Big Tigger, the person, grew up there. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of fun. You know, it was close enough to New York, but far enough at the same time. And, you know, being a born and bred hip-hop head, you know what I'm saying? I was raised that way, and, you know, getting acclimated with go-go, which is the biggest thing in D.C. still. It was a lot of fun, and I would clearly not be the me that I am right now without D.C., Maryland, and Virginia area. So beginning my adult life and beginning my career there was absolutely instrumental into me being me.
Because of the hip-hop scene there, because of, like you said, because of the go-go, the dance, and the different sound that it was. So you was able to get that in as well as the other part of saying that your background, which, like you said, was hip-hop.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, I grew up in hip-hop, but, you know, go-go is really like a close cousin to hip-hop in the first place. It's just this unique thing that happened in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. Because I really, like, my background was hip-hop, like, before Rap City, before all of that, I literally grew. I've been DJing since I was 15. Me and some friends from the Bronx been throwing parties since we were 15. We threw parties for kids. Don't think Project X, because wasn't nobody getting the ass whooping. We was just throwing parties for kids. And inviting them, like, we'd take over like a dance hall in New York, and we had like one older supervisor, so to speak, who had all the equipment. But I've been throwing parties since I was 15. But when I came to school in Maryland and then just getting acclimated and absorbed into the D.C., Maryland, and Virginia culture was close because it was kind of similar, but it was different. But it also rounded me out as an individual just to give me a different experience than just being a kid from New York. So being able to experience that has definitely been helpful.
All right, so that's when Live in the Den started?
Live in the Den, yeah. Live in the Den began. I mean, Live in the Den was my very first show. Wow, what year was it? This is my 26-year radio, Kenyon Martin.
2003, I think it was.
Well, no. That was my syndicated show. My very
that's
first.
When it got big. That's when so that's when you became big.
I mean, but Live in the Den was what I used to call my very first show in DC in 1994. The syndicated Live in the Den started in 2003.
Okay.
And that was on the weekends. That was like 73 cities and 3 countries. We was making a little noise back there. We was having a lot of fun. Matter of fact, I just saw some old pictures. You and Mello came to the basement, and then I think it was the same weekend I had that hypnotic party down at Junior's. And we was all there celebrating my 1 year anniversary of Live in the Den. So yeah. I just saw them pictures too.
Wow, brother. Wow, man. You know what I'm saying? When I first got to Jersey, I came on the show.
Right.
I think I had on the mink. I think I had on the brown jersey. And that thing fly. You know what I'm saying? Didn't know no better. I was like, man, I got to show up. I'm going on the basement. Listen, come on, man.
You showed up and showed out.
Story. Like, wow. Like, I'm on the basement with Tigger. Like, that's a good segue to talk about the basement.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that. Like, me being young from Dallas and certain kind of music that we listen to was down. Like, I really wasn't in the East Coast stuff a lot.
Right.
When I got to Cincinnati, it became more. Then when I got to Jersey, I was in it.
Right.
But for you to have a different variety of artists from all over the country, man, come through and bless that. And what inspired like that concept? Like, I'm not just gonna have East Coast and what people know. Like, I'm gonna introduce everybody to this thing.
Well, Rap City, even before I became a part of it, was very good at, you know, trying to show different parts of the country and different music from different areas. Once I became the first iteration, it was me, Joe Clan, Les. We were all three hosts for one season, and that was the year right before the basement. But even in that iteration, like, we traveled a lot. I remember doing a show in St. Louis with Nelly. I remember going, like, we used to do all, like, go to people's neighborhoods. There's a video that's going viral right now with Cam and me walking around in D.C. doing cartwheels. I don't know why anyone allowed that to happen.
Not backflips, cartwheels.
Something apparently, something that Dipset was doing back then, and I had, you know, I was like, what's up with the cartwheels? And somehow we turned it into a cartwheel challenge on Georgia Ave in D.C. I don't know why, but anyway, when I got on the basement, you know, it was kind of already a thing to, you know, to speak to and shine light on all the different artists from all over the place, you know, and then, you know, whether it be, you know, Swisher House or, you know, whatever was, you know, Texas, all of that, and Atlanta, Birmingham, Alabama, like wherever he was from, Mississippi, you know, like we tried to, you know, the focal point has been New York and Cali. Then the South came up, and then, you know, Midwest, and then Texas. We just wanted to show the diversity in it, because BET was, the beauty of BET is that it was in all over the country. Yeah. So why would you neglect a whole different segment of the country? And it was kind of cool for me and educational for me to get that game from, you know, these artists like from a Scarface, or to get that game from different people from different places, from a Twister in Chi-Town, and just to hear the different ways that things was moving, and how it was really cool to see it, and it helped help grow me up as a personality with that kind of exposure.
Yeah, that's what's up. So everybody was known that they knew that they had to spit something when they came through there.
Right.
And for you to be the host and hold it down every time with your little 6, 8, whatever you was gonna spit, your 4 bars, whatever it was.
Right.
Like, you never disappointed, bruh. Like,
thank you.
Did you ever like want to do something different with that, or you just, that's what it was for? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of it was off the top, and a lot of people can. They're not that quick. That I'm saying, that Wick ain't that fast, man. Like, you would piggyback on what somebody else just said. I'm pretty sure you already had something that you wanted to go with, kind of, but then you would flip it. I'm like, Tig can actually rap, like, not just rap, freestyle. Like, what? Like, did you ever want to do something different with that?
There were a couple real good conversations, in particularly after I did the song with R. Kelly. Yeah. Triple platinum, I might add, triple platinum. After we did that song, and I went on tour with R. Kelly, and we shot a whole video that took 4 days. It was amazing.
4 day remix took 4 days.
The snake, because we shot the regular Snake video and we shot the remix with Cameron. So we shot them in the same. Like, it took 4 days, 4 day shoot. it was amazing to be a part of. And then having gone on to, so I had all these conversations with record labels, and there was some doubters back then. And the one thing that I was lucky enough to have learned from lots of different people in the industry, being from the whole side, is that it is the music business.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to take any shorts on the business end of things. So, because you couldn't treat me like an unknown, artist or something, because I got 72 million homes 5 times a week. Yeah. Like I have a whole different platform to bring to it. And I never kind of got the right conversation or the right deal or the right situation. So I had started working on an album, and I kind of got discouraged with it, but I was not in a mad, angry way. I was kind of like, oh, well, I go back to TV and radio. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm good.
Oh, yeah, I'm good on this side. Listen, this would be extra.
And I saw that's kind of what happened with my album, because there was a lot of people asking, especially when the R. Kelly thing came out. Everybody was like, all right, I know the album coming. Yeah. And I had started working on it and doing little projects and different things. The business part never really worked out for me, because I was going to have to sit down either a radio show or a television show to go pursue this music thing full time. And for me, the money got to make, like, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. You already know.
What about now? Like, you don't need no record label now.
Facts.
Like, hey, I'm with you. Like, hey, I'm on you now. Like, nah, you don't need no record label now to do none of this. Because trust me, I done heard some bad shit out here, dog. Like, it's some bad shit out here in these streets. I'm present. I'm the hard critic rap guy. Like, it's some of it. I get the younger generation, all that, but there's some shit that's tough on the ears, man.
There's another conversation. There's a couple conversations. I love conversations. I talked to, it was 2 conversations. Hitmaker came by my show to talk about a thing, and he was like, Tig, I got some beats for you. And I was like, well, send me a couple. Let me see what my mind looking like. And then I was on Kid Capri's live the other day, and Kid is always producing stuff, as well as DJing. So there's still a chance that you might get a small EP from me, if I can figure out something I really want to say. Because that's, the detriment and the blessing for me is I have a radio show every day. So most of the stuff that I want to say, I can get off every day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But putting something that I really want to express to people in an artistic, sonic way is, there was some things I would put, if I could come up with a concept of something I think is dope and something tangible rather than just, the same old. Because I don't want to discredit myself or hip hop by just throwing something out.
I'm with you. Don't be like everybody else.
Yeah.
Please don't do that. Been in your own lane for a long time. Please don't fall into that category.
Amen.
Not to state the obvious, but it's been a year. And although the holiday season will look a bit different, we're still excited to celebrate the good with only the best vodka, Grey Goose. We don't have to deal with the travel woes, lost luggage, fitting everything into a carry-on, flight delays, crowded airports, holiday traffic. Instead, we are inspired by a reimagination of things that we love most about the holidays, because cherishing our holidays traditions doesn't mean we have to cherish everything about them, just the best parts. This year, celebrate carrying on, staying in, and making meaningful connections with the ones you love most. And, of course, celebrating only the best moments with the best vodka, Grey Goose. We're really looking forward to a holiday cocktail made with only the best vodka, the Grey Goose Holiday Punch. It's the best cocktail to toast to all the good things about this holiday season. Grey Goose is making it easier than ever to enjoy a well-deserved cocktail. And a spoiler alert, you don't have to leave your house to make it. Visit greygoose.com, and one click, and you have a Grey Goose Holiday Punch cocktail kit delivered to your door. The Grey Goose Holiday Punch cocktail kit comes with everything you'll need to make a holiday punch. Grey Goose vodka, pomegranate juice, sweetened black tea, martini and Rossi Prosecco, plus a dehydrated lemon wheel and fresh sage for your garnish. So impress your quarantine pod with your at-home bartending skills. You won't have to tell them how easy it was. Cheers. Sip responsibly. Imported by Grey Goose Import Company. Coral Gables, Florida. Vodka, 40% alcohol by volume. Distilled from French wheat. Yeah, man, man. You've been doing a lot of great things as of late. Since you've been DJing for the Hawks. How's that experience been?
This upcoming season, let me get this right. This will be my 12th year as an NBA DJ. I spent 5 in DC with the Wizards. Then I got traded. That's what I keep saying. I got traded. I got traded to the Hawks.
Peachtree.
Yeah.
Peachtree.
It's kind of dope to know that 20,000 people are sitting there 41 times a year waiting on what you play. You know what I'm saying? That is kind of a dope residency to know that you control the energy of a building.
Yeah.
The game is front and foremost, the players, and but if Kenyon Martin comes down and catches this super oop and they call timeout, I gotta launch the right song to keep the building buzzing. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, definitely.
Because Kmart screaming on him, I gotta have something with the same kind of energy.
Kind of act that.
Yeah. So I mean, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of hard work. But again, there's only like 10, 11 NBA DJs out of 30 franchises. So I'm really proud to say that I have been one and I still am one. Over 10 years now. I'm kind of proud of that.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. And the 2 cities that you've been in doing this, appreciate it, trust me.
Yeah.
Because of the population, that's that most of the games and all that. But that's dope, man, that you could be still able to display that art, and that gift that you had of DJing and not only people, radio and TV and stuff like that, but at them games, like you said, that means something.
Right.
That warm-up music means something.
It means something.
When we come out, like I no disrespect to BGs, like I don't want to hear the BGs when I'm warming up. Like,
right.
I need that even on the road. Like that's like we come out, like we been on the some road game. You like, I can't listen to this, and then they don't go allow us to wear our headphones out in the warm up. So it's like
right.
But now having like game DJs, like y'all make the game, like you said, y'all make the game what it is as well. I'm saying not just the play. Like it could definitely change the temperature in the whole joint, man. Like,
one of the greatest compliments that I've ever gotten is Kobe did an interview in Dime magazine, and they were I guess they interviewed him either right when he was in DC or right after he left DC. Yeah. And Kobe gave me the biggest shout out in this Dime magazine article. Me and Kobe was cool, but he was like, they was talking about the entertainment aspect of the game, and he was like, listen, like I was just in DC and Big Tigger had the building rocking and da-da-da-da-da, and I opened the magazine up, I went and showed all my bosses, like, look, Kobe said,
raise.
Cut the check.
Kobe said it should be good for at least this now.
Right. But yeah, rest in power to my man Kobe. But I was so proud of, you take your flowers when you get them, but when somebody, anybody give you a compliment, you feel better. But for Kobe to have, put that in print.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, that was kind of dope. So I felt good about it.
Yeah, for him to make that a must, to put it part of his interview. You know what I'm saying? That's
right.
A lot been going on, man, the last couple years, and just around with police violence and social injustice and different things. We all know what's been going on out here. The George Floyd, Breonna Taylor's, Ahmaud Arbery's, and it's a long list of people, you know what I'm saying, that's been at the hands of things going on from the other side. What have you been doing on your side to put the voice out and acknowledge the injustice thing that's been going on? Have you been on the front lines, or you been staying more in the back? What has been your involvement?
I've only been to one march, and I went to see if it was the thing for me. I went out there and it was cool, and I enjoyed being part of the movement. I decided not to be out on the front lines. Was kind of, not that it wasn't for me. I just thought it was my voice on my platform on the radio was better suited way for me to lean into the situation. I have consistently, especially because stuff is happening here in Atlanta or close to Atlanta, had to reference or educate, elevate, and inform people about what's going on, the updates, where we need to go policy-wise, how you need to vote, what you need to do. And then, I mean, you and I grew up, you know, being scared of the police anyway, knowing that at any particular time, as a black man in America, an encounter with police could be detrimental to your health or your well-being or your family. So I think it's really sad that I ain't been a young person for a long time, but ain't that much changed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, things have gotten better, but it seemed like not really. I think the difference is now that it's just more on Front Street because there's social media. Everybody got a camera on the phone, and you have to ask yourself: had there not been cameras, had there not been cell phones, had there not been social media, how much of this stuff would we not even know about? How much would have got swept in the rug? How much would have been justified when it was unjustifiable? So I think my point in staying plugged in, again, I think the information part, making sure the information gets to the masses, is kind of the role that I've been playing. And at the same time, anytime that I can get in front of young people and help them understand, that there's rule until the game is changed, there's still rules to the game.
Definitely. No, I'm 100% with that, man.
And helping the young people understand the rules of the game that you still have to play with until we can change the rules is still where we got to be.
Yeah, you definitely got to adjust right. And adapt to the climate and things that you've been in, that you are in. Yeah, that's major, man. But shout out to you for all that you have been doing, man. Just getting the word out, man. That's huge.
Well, I mean, the people on the front lines really deserve it, because, I mean, there are people that I know personally and people like that just out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That takes a strong level of commitment. So while my role is instrumental as far as keeping people informed and educated, the people on the front lines is really making it happen. So shout out to them, like Tamika D. Mallory and my man, my son, all those people, Black Lives Matter, the people that strap up and get on these streets and make sure that they take it to the streets. Much love out to them.
Yeah, because they risking their freedom, man. They're really out here getting locked up. I'm saying for other people,
right.
Not everybody's going to do that. Like, not everybody putting other people first.
Everybody ain't built like that.
Not at all. And I might be one of them. Like, I care about my people and I care about like what's going on. But I'm a little claustrophobic.
Facts.
Yeah, man. I'm saying, but you've been doing things along these natures for a long time, not just because it's on TV every day and social media. Like, everybody knew Big Tigger weekend that we were gonna go have a blast. And I was there year in, year out, right? I had a blast, but that wasn't what the nature of Big Tigger weekend was.
Right.
But that's what it was popular for the masses, but for the people that got up when you had the brunches and different things like that. Like, I just want to say that you were doing a great thing, man, for the HIV/AIDS community when you were doing it, and just putting awareness to different things in the DC area. Then you moved to Atlanta for a year, then went back to DC. But you was putting awareness that I kind of think people had forgotten about for the most part. But speak on like that part of your existing in your foundation, the thing that you were doing in that area. You know what I'm
saying? We made it to 9 Big Tigger weekends. Everybody's still trying to get me through 10, by the way. But the Big Tigger weekend, charity weekend, was centered around educating people around HIV and AIDS awareness. In DC in particular, at those particular time when I started, the rates of infection were out of control, especially with young African Americans. It was just no reason for people to be contracting this disease, primarily through actions of choice. Yeah. So if you can educate people about how to make better choices or what things to do, not to do, that lower your risk, why wouldn't you do that? And I had been to, and this is where it all came from. I went to an NSYNC charity weekend. And NSYNC's charity weekend was nuts. And I was like, I want to have a weekend. Yeah. So I identified the cause. It was something that was definitely happening in the DC area. And then I said, let me reach out to a bunch of people I know who are going to attract people. But in order to get free tickets to the game, you had to get tested. You know what I'm saying? If you wanted, we had all these other things where we had testing initiatives. We had these panels where we talked to young people about making better decisions, not only with HIV and AIDS and sexuality, but just in life. And they got to sit in front of this wealth of knowledge from people like Taraji Henson to, from you to Carmelo to AI to all these different people that we sat down in front of them, to Alicia Keys, to T.I., and you got game from everybody about different levels of just, how to be a better person, how to live better, how to know better, how to flow better. And that was kind of what the weekend was. I used to tell people, I'll trick you to come show up and learn something. Because I'm going to say, all these people are going to be here, and then you get there and be like, damn, I learned something.
Yeah.
So,
wow, man. You did it right. And shout out to you, man, for always putting other people's first, man, other people's well-being first, man. That's huge. Like that's very that speaks volumes, man, on how you were raised and then the man that you became from that background, man. So that's huge.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed doing it, and it was tough to do as well. Dealing with a lot of people, but it was a lot of fun. And aside from all the accolades and acknowledgments and all of that, we actually I felt like we did some tangible work and some things that impacted some people's lives. And that's what mostly made me happy.
No, you did, man. I met a few young people there over the years. That back then when I had to exchange phone numbers with a couple of young people, we stayed in touch over the years, things like that. So you definitely created an environment for people to receive encouragement and just word of advice, things like that, man. People that was going through real tough times. Like
right.
Kids that I met there, it wasn't their fault. HIV or AIDS. It was through birth and different things like that. You know what I'm saying? So you did some things, man, and put people in people's lives for a reason. And man, you deserve your flowers like you said. I'm gonna give you flowers while you're here, brother.
Well, I appreciate you showing up every year. And you actually played in the game. Like sometimes I'm like, I just said you was gonna coach. You be like, nah, I'm playing. I'm like, all right.
Got to, man. Like, you just can't be around the game, man. I was there partying, of course, having a good time, but the cause what we was there for, man. So I played basketball, and you was putting on a basketball game. So it was only right I did it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you kind of started the trend because when you started playing, then Vince wanted to play. And then when you wanted to play, then Gilbert wanted to play. And then KD wanted to play. And then all these people wanted to play. And I was like, thank you, Kenyon. Kenyon started this thing.
You know what I'm saying? You just ain't out here having fun, man.
Right.
Hey, man, I want to thank you for your time, brother.
Absolutely, bro.
Man, for you to be one of the guests on Needing Unfiltered, man. It's going places and it's going to get started real great, man. So appreciate
let me congratulate you on having a podcast, sir. I know it's going to do well. My only thing that I'm gonna tell you from friend to friend, professional now, as a broadcaster to broadcast, be yourself, have fun, and have them real conversations, because that's what they're gonna come for.
Already. Appreciate it, brother.
Already. Kmart.